I wear the hijab because it's an expression of my faith, and it also allows me to fulfill the commandment of Allah by dressing modestly. I started wearing the hijab when I was 11, and I didn't wear the hijab because my parents told me to. I only did it because through my Islamic knowledge, I realized that it was something that I personally wanted to do, and it's also something that was said in the Quran.
I wear the hijab to be the ambassador of my faith and to outwardly express my love for Allah and His commands. Besides being modest, I'm a hijabi because I feel like I don't need to conform to societal standards of beauty. In my mainstream school, a teacher once asked me, "Are you forced to wear that thing on your head?" I was shocked, but moreover, surprised and disappointed. Women don't wear the hijab because they're forced to. In fact, it's the opposite. We wear it as a freedom of expression and encourage people to look beyond our appearance and focus on our character and intellect and moreover our faith. And that's what's really important.
In the Quran it states, "And you women who believe, lower your gaze, cover your private parts, and do not expose your adornments." This ayah resonates with me because as a Muslim, it is my duty to be obedient to Allah and to submit to Him. And although it requires resilience, it is my duty to wear the hijab as it is a command from Allah.
Assalamu alaikum. I observed the hijab from a very young age and always felt like I wanted to become part of the community. Through seeing others wearing the hijab in their daily lives, it makes me feel proud of my identity. When I wear the hijab, I feel like I inspire many young children to wear the hijab as well.
Assalamu alaikum. When I was younger, I studied the hijab at Darahma, and subhanAllah, that made me very eager to even wear the hijab. And so I begged my mum, and I was like, "Mum, please let me wear the hijab, please, please, please." And it got to a point when I was 14, and the mum said, "Yeah." And so, alhamdulillah, I started wearing the hijab this year. Inshallah, I inspire others.
The journey of how I first wore my scarf is not a long story, but it's very special to me. When I first wore the hijab, I was in year 6. I was influenced by my older cousins. They wore the hijab and I wanted to do too. When I first wore it, I didn't feel nice or pretty in it, but my mum told me to keep on wearing it and you'd go into it and you'd like it. I'm glad I listened to her, because now when I look at myself in the mirror, I feel empowered and happy to wear the hijab.
Ever since I was young, I've been eager to wear the hijab permanently. I always saw my family members wearing it and I saw that it was beautiful. I then started to research on the meaning behind the hijab and I saw even more beauty in it. When I then started to wear hijab permanently, I wore it with pride and I wore it as a crown, and it also brought me closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Some people may ask, aren't you forced to wear it? But no, hijab is my choice. It reminds me that my worth isn't based off society's beauty standards, but based off the standards that Allah has commanded.
The hijab is empowering for young girls all over the world and allows us to express our religion. It may be hard at first, but in the end it's all to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The hijab isn't just about physical modesty, it's also about spiritual modesty. It's about not caring about materialistic things like how you look and what you think other people are going to think about you. It's about your connection with Allah.